Charles Taylor says the modern self is what he calls a buffered self, a hard-coded self. There's a hard coating over us. And what that means is we don't actually feel the pull of what God says. We don't feel the pull of what the family says, because your feelings now are more real than anything outside. Got that? Your feelings are more real than anything outside. So what that means is I validate myself. I decide what is right or wrong for me. Nobody can assign value or worth to me. I decide who I want to be, and I bestow dignity on myself. But as Charles Taylor in that book says, we are irreducibly relational creatures, and we can't live that way. You can tell yourself, well, no, I'm going to define myself, but you can't live that way. And what that means is the modern self is so fragile, because what happens is we go inside and we decide who we are, and then we come outside and we demand that everybody accept us the way we are. And what that means is we spend all of our lives desperately needing affirmation. We cannot live just affirming ourselves. And we're going to need constant affirmation. And this is the reason why people melt down when they even have a discussion, because there's this great need for affirmation. This is the reason why the modern self is so fragile, because, you know, in traditional cultures, your father and your mother said, this is what I want you to be, and that could be actually pretty domineering, and some of you have come from those cultures where what the parents said was what went. But you know, if your parents thought you were a good son or a good daughter, you know, then you thought, okay, I guess I'm a good person. But in modern, I mean, that's, you know, that's not that hard to live up to. I mean, there are some unreasonable fathers and mothers, and some of you have them, I'm sorry. But by and large, that's not something you have to live up to. But the modern self, you've got to be beautiful, you've got to be powerful, you've got to reach your dreams, you've got to change the world, you've got to make money, you've got to be successful. And it's crushing. High theory means we tell the culture that the very basis of their own beliefs are killing them. You do what Augustine did. You don't just say, well, yeah, here's the evidence of resurrection. I'm great on that. I love that. I'm all for that. But first you got to show them that their own beliefs don't work before you show them that your beliefs are so rational.